Mandela to Martin Luther King, his truth and non-violence became a light for the world. Empires will come, leaders who, but Gandhi's message lives on in every step toward peace, every voice for justice, every act of love. This is not just history, it is a path for all of us. Subscribe, share, and keep the flame alive. Epilogue. The eternal legacy of Gandhi. The guns fell silent, the crowd wept, and the Mahatma was no more. But Gandhi's journey did not end with the final breath he took in Birla House. No, his death was a spark that traveled far beyond India's borders, igniting hearts across the world. From the ashes of his funeral fire rose something greater than any empire, the idea. An idea that truth and non-violence are mightier than swords and guns. An idea that the weakest of men could stand against the strongest of rulers, without hatred, without fear. In the United States, a young preacher named Martin Luther King Jr. studied Gandhi's life with awe. He saw how the Mahatma had broken chains without spilling blood. And when the time came for African Americans to rise against injustice, King carried Gandhi's torch. His marches echoed Gandhi's Salt March. His words, like Gandhi's, were weapons of love. In South Africa, decades later, Nelson Mandela looked to Gandhi too. The Mahatma had once walked the same land, facing humiliation in a train. Mandela, imprisoned for 27 years, found strength in Gandhi's vision of freedom through resilience, not revenge. And when apartheid finally crumbled, Gandhi's shadow stood tall beside Mandela. Across the world, in Asia, in Latin America, in Europe, leaders, dreamers, and everyday people remembered Gandhi's truth. That violence may win battles, but only peace wins hearts. That hatred may divide, but love unites. Even those who never saw him felt him. His image, thin, simple, wrapped in white cloth, walking with a stick, became a symbol carved into history. A reminder that greatness does not lie in crowns or armies, but in courage, sacrifice, and faith. Today, when nations speak of freedom, when people rise against oppression, Gandhi's name is whispered. His spirit is invoked. His dream of a just and compassionate world lives on, not in statues or speeches alone, but in every act of kindness, every voice that speaks truth to power, every step taken in peace. The Mahatma may have fallen, but his walk never ended. It continues with each of us. So ask yourself, when hatred rises, will you respond with love? When injustice shouts, will you answer with truth? When violence calls, will you answer with peace? Because Gandhi's story is not just history. It is a path still open for us to walk. Final closing call. This is the end of Gandhi's story, but not the end of his legacy. If his life touched you, if his message moved you, help us share it with the world. Subscribe to our channel. Leave a comment with your thoughts, and share this series so others can learn from the Mahatma's journey. Together, let's keep Gandhi's flame alive. Because his message wasn't for yesterday, it was for today, and for tomorrow.